You know what's wrong with the majority of the people? They think it's about the money, and it's not. Being a bag chaser is not about the money. It's about doing the thing that's in your best interest, becoming the best version of yourself. Understanding that the money comes with it. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me at 7 a.m. We got business to take care of. We'll be back. You know what the burden of leadership is? The burden of leadership, which for me is not very difficult. There you go, love. Thank you. The burden of leadership is making sure that you're the perfect example. It's striving for perfection. How you doing? What's going on, big dog? They're looking for somebody to give them insight and information on how it is that they can level up. But they don't want you to be too cocky about it. They don't want you to be too confident about it. So they want you to be the perfect balance between humble and what's going on, big dog? How you feel, bro? Chilling, man. What's the word? Nah, that's cool, man. I don't care if I'm vlogging. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm chilling. They want you to give them the game, but they want you to admit your mistakes and your flaws that come along with it. They want flawed individuals that have overcome whatever it is that they've overcome, but then also you living in humility. They want you to be the ultimate display of humility, and they want to fit you into a box. There go my baby. You want to see what my baby is? There's my baby. Please don't say the baby. Oh, wait. Some of y'all know I got there's some work being done on my building, and so rather than being inconvenienced, I'd prefer to put my wife and my daughter in a space where they can come get massages and go to the spa and go to the pool, get facials, be downtown already so they ain't got to drive out to go and do the things that they want to do. My daughter starts school next week, so she got her homework with her, and so I want them to be able to spend some time together and, have some fun. And so they asked me, why don't we go and stay, or they suggested, why don't we go and stay downtown? I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't mind. What makes a great leader is that not only are you trying to put other people in a position of power, but you're pouring into other people first, right? And it's a few different things that I believe make a great leader, and it's universal, meaning that not only does it apply to your family, but it also applies to business. It also applies to being in a position of power as a content creator. It applies to a lot of different things, and a lot of people think that being a leader or what puts you in a position of power is just having a bunch of money. It doesn't. It's the responsibility that comes along with having power. And money does give you power. And that's why I say it's important for character. Character needs to be the priority for a lot of y'all, because chasing the money don't mean anything. What it means to be a bag chaser, and let me reemphasize this, because I always say, yo, what up to my bag chasers? I do it in the beginning of the day and things like that. Being a bag chaser is being the best version of yourself. That means that you got to get your life together, that your moral compass is dope. I want to surround you with a bunch of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, meaning positive people from all walks of life, all different colors. They all come from a different background. They all come from a different way of living. They all have a different thought process, but you can see that despite their circumstances and no matter where they come from, they're chasing perfection. Perfection meaning that they're trying to become the best version of themselves. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution to anything. People aren't a monolith. And so when people even ask the question, well, are you perfect? It's a dumb question, because then you would have to define what perfection is for you. What is a perfect 4-year-old? And how do you compare that to a perfect 14-year-old? The expectations are different based off of what you know and what you understand, right? I don't expect a 4-year-old to be able to speak perfect English. And so it's a stupid question, but it's a question that's asked by people that's trying to invalidate what it is that you're doing and who you are. And you got to ignore that. You got to ignore it because you got a bigger purpose, and you don't want to spend time with the dusties. But the burden of leadership is pouring into other people first, having good character, right? The thing about pouring into other people first is that you're not looking to get anything out of it specifically. Meaning that you're not doing it just because you're getting something back from them. I make sure that I take care of people, and there's a lot of things that I do that I don't necessarily talk about. People tuition, people's funeral costs. You've seen some of the people say stuff in the chat and things like that. The reason that people love me, the people that love me, and you're not expecting everybody to love you because you also need a healthy mix of hate in there. That just comes with the territory of any kind of visibility. I don't care who you are or how much you've done for people or anything like that. The reason that people love me is because I love them first. The problem with leadership, especially when you're talking about the black community, but not necessarily, only as it relates to black community, is because we don't really have any leaders anymore, and we've picked all of our leaders based off of their ability to get to the bag only, and that's not what leadership is. That's why we love rappers, because they live the lifestyle that a lot of people are trying to live. And they've come from nothing. They're not perfect. And again, remember when I was telling you in the beginning of the video that people eventually want you to be perfect, or they're going to figure out how to tear you apart. But now what we're starting to see in society today, and this is another reason why we got cancel culture, is that people want to live in an echo chamber, and they're looking for somebody to define who they are by being like them. Alphabet community is an example. Doesn't matter how egregious somebody is, as long as they identify as that, then people are going to have their back. It's silly. I love everybody. I genuinely do. I don't love their actions, but I love them as a human being. I don't necessarily agree with the actions of the alphabet community, but at the same time, think about this. At the same time, I love them despite that, because none of us are without flaw. I can disagree with somebody in their lifestyle, but still respect their ability to be human. But it's not going to stop me from talking about the fact that I disagree with their lifestyle. Nobody is above board. You know, I did a show the other day where I talked about and I highlighted how I disagreed with, who was it, Minister Farrakhan? And then people was like, put some respect on the minister's name. It's like, nah. I seen some things that I actually absolutely loved that he said. But this particular thing that he said, I disagreed with. And the burden of leadership is when do you say certain things and when do you not say certain things, right? There's so many things that come with being in a position of power. A, pour into people first. B, you got to be a reflection of the thing that you're advocating for. C, you also have to take into consideration the things that you're going to do and the things that happen in your life is often at times going to rub people the wrong way. That's okay, I'm with that. Because the only thing that matters is the results for me. As long as I can continue to do the thing or pour into people and help them become the best version of themselves, I'm okay with that. And then D, sometimes you gotta say the thing that is unpopular but is best for people. I like to call this being a good friend. Being a good friend sometimes is telling somebody something that don't make them feel good, or it's not living in an echo chamber, but it's the thing that's absolutely best for them. And a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. I do not know why. They do not want to, they think that their friend is the person that make them feel good when they want to feel good. And that's bullcrap. All that is an enabler. You know what enablers look like when you start to get a lot of money? Hanger-ons. They are the people that suck you dry and they only around you for the things that they can get up out of you. Those are enablers. You know, my bag chaser. Shout out to my Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. These are the people that I love more than anything in the world. Next to my wife and my daughter, there is nobody on earth that I actually value more, because I've come to know these people in real life. I fly to a different city. Shout out to the meetup that's happening next month. I fly to a different city every single month to make sure that I meet y'all in person and I shake your hand and you get to experience me in real life, and that I pour into you and I try to allocate time towards every single person. And sometimes we up till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning making sure that we connect and we have a good time, just so I can make sure that every single person understands who I am and understands and can look me in the eye and feel the energy that comes along with a person that actually genuinely cares for you, no matter what. I love you, and I'm going to love you through all of the different things that you go through in order to ensure you're a better person than you was before you met me. Nobody that is still a part of the bag chasers, nobody can say that they are not a different person in a positive way than when I met them. Not one person. But, you know, that's my goal, is to help improve people's lives. It's people that I've told, yo, fam, you messing up. You need to get your life together. Obviously, I said it a different way, but I'm trying not to cuss as much anymore. Because if I can't cuss, or if I catch myself catching myself in front of my daughter, and if I can't say it in front of her, then I need to figure out a better way to communicate. And it's just kind of become a part of me. But I've told them, yo, fam, you messing up bad. And I'm not going to sit here and be the one to tell you the thing that make you feel good. I'm going to tell you the truth. You need to get it together. And they ran away and had a little bit of a tantrum. And then 6 months later, they come back like, you're right. And they got to come and face the same obstacles that they was facing before they ran away in the first place. But I told them the truth. And that's the thing that's going to get them over it. Because what if it had took them 2 or 3 years to realize this, instead of taking 6 months of pouting and complaining? The results are better. And so, you know, it's not about saying a thing that's the most popular. It's about saying the truth. It's about telling people what they need and giving them what they need in order to be successful. And let me give you another key, another great key to leadership. Because again, all of this can be scaled out. It can be scaled out into corporate America. It can be scaled out into your employees when you have businesses, so on and so forth. The thing about leadership is that you have to look at every individual circumstance, even though you're putting out a general overall message based off of the sentiment or what you observe in your current environment, because you got to reach as many people as possible with your messages that you give out on a regular basis. It's about also recognizing the individual and paying attention to individual people based off of where they at in their life at that particular time. And it's ensuring that you give them the attention that they need at that time. It's always going to be difficult to scale up when you're in a position of power, because my brand has long been make sure I have that personal connection with people, and then I pour it into people on an individual basis. And so as you continue to grow, you're not going to be able to, you know, always have time for every individual, but where you can, you make an impact, one person at a time. And that's a burden. It is, because you know that you can't reach every individual that want information. And then you got to be able to separate the people that actually want to learn and want to do the right thing from the people that's just there because they think that you're going to tell them what they want to hear. You got to be able to do that quickly. And then when you translating this over into, let's just say, for example, leadership in corporate America, you have to be an inspiration for people. And corporate America is just as much ensuring that everybody else has what they need in order to be successful, and recognizing that, so that when things happen, because let me tell you something else that happens. When things go bad, nobody looks to the workers and say, yo, why they ain't do their job? Responsibility goes up, not down. Complaints go up, not down. And so no matter what, is your responsibility to ensure that people are, and they get what they need in order to be successful, because you also not only have to look at individuals, because individuals are what make up the company, but also you have to look at the overall vision of the company, ensuring that everybody else is successful collectively. And so these individuals make up the collective body in order to be successful. So it's my job to recognize where the shortcomings are, so that I can patch them holes up and ensure that people are able to become successful. I want to groom you to be great. Just kicking it with you on my way to go and take care of business. You can see I'm up here on the freeway, heading out here. I got the vibe still going on in here. I might change the colors a little bit. So, you know, while my wife and my daughter, they sleeping, while I'm out here killing it and slaying dragons. You know what I'm saying? We still doing the Millionaire morning show all of that, all right? So listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Again, make sure you tap into the Patreon. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you need to kick it with me personally, you got to get in where you fit in when it comes to kicking it with me personally, because my schedule is booked. But I'm going to fit you in based off of first come, first serve. Email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and I'm going to ensure that you're successful. I think I'm going into corporate America today also, but let's see what happens. I got to kind of play that by ear. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. I want you to be great. Please don't let nobody dim your light, and make sure that you're taking care of business. All right? And do the thing that's going to make the most sense long term, not the thing that makes you feel good right here and right now. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hopefully you continue to find value in these conversations, because I want to have them a little bit more often. And even though I live stream, we got the Q&A show tonight. Q&A, and then we got the Millionaire Morning Show today. And then we had a great conversation about sports over on Fight Club, and that was awesome. And I love Tuesday nights. But yeah, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Stay focused. This year is going by fast. We almost in Q4. Summer is about to be open. The weather is about to change. It's about to be basketball season, which means I'm going to have to modify my schedule. And I might not be as available as I am, because I work all year so that I can chill during basketball season. Try to get y'all all the information, and then we go from there. All right? I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.